It's a great honor and pleasure for me to be here today as new Secretary General of UITP for the opening of this splendid event, IT Trans 2012. When I say it's a real pleasure, it's not only because I think IT as a whole has much to bring to public transport when we're trying to make it a part of our citizens' lifestyle, but also because IT Trans here in Karlsruhe is a beautiful example of how industry, local authorities and players, public transport operating companies and UITP should always cooperate when it comes to organizing specialized conference and exhibition. As was earlier mentioned, this is the third edition of this event, and the figures are spectacular. Starting from 369 delegates from 29 countries in 2008, we have now expanded up to 480, it's more than a 20% increase, from 43 countries. At the beginning, the majority, or the vast majority, were from Germany, of course, because we are in Germany. But now show is becoming an international event. And on the exhibition side, we've reached more than 2,200 square meters of occupied space, from 810 at the beginning, and 150 exhibitors, as Mr. Wirtz mentioned it. I'll start with the congratulations then, and I would want to congratulate, of course, all those who contribute to that splendid growth and success, and in particular Mrs. Britta Wirtz, Wordsprecher of the Vorstand of KMK, but also Frau Margret Mergen, first Mayoress of the City of Karlsruhe, for her support. All the exhibitors, of course, they are part of the success. Our colleagues of VDV and Astra, the German and Italian Public Transport Association, which have supported this event with enthusiasm and expertise. The staff of UITP, of course. I knew since I'm starting, I need to become popular within my own organization. I'll say a special thanks for Mr. Van Iperen, for Isham Badran for the exhibition, and Delmish for the logistic part, and Elga for the general supervision of the event, and also, of course, all of you that I want to thank for being here and be active for this great event. But then beyond those congratulations and thanks, why is this gathering so important for the development of public transport? Some of you may be aware of the long-term strategy that we developed recently for doubling the market share of public transport by 2025. And to reach that ambitious goal on a worldwide basis, we believe that besides the usual ingredients which help PT to grow and which are linked to urban planning, traffic management, incentive and stick measures, robust and long-term financing, there is one big thing we need to achieve, that is making PT, public transport, a part of every citizen lifestyle, using public transport and related soft modes of transport, because we're also friends of the bikes and the walking. This soft mode of transport becoming the preferred choice of transportation of a large majority of the population. For that purpose, public transport must be and remain in the mainstream of society and be part of the things that are really developing today. That is, I mean, in particular, all that huge development of information treatment, exchange and dissemination which characterize all the industry which is gathered here today in Karlsruhe. Yesterday, at the gathering of two of our committee dedicated to IT, innovation and service, and although, I'm a lawyer of background, so for the engineer, please accept my apologies up front. I was trying to remind to my colleague that technology as such, however interesting and challenging they may be for those who are developing them, are not in my mind interesting per se, despite their contribution to development of science and technique. If we are willing to develop and use technology, it is for the industry, including our industry, first a way to reduce our costs. And if it doesn't reduce our costs, they can stay on the shelf because they're useless. Remember just something for those who have quite an experience in public transport. Years back, when one of our blue-collar workers was reporting a breakdown of some sort of a machine we had on our network, we had to send, first of all, it took some time to know that there was a breakdown sometime. It was not reported. And then we had to send another of his colleagues to go there to make the diagnose, to see whether he had the tools to fix it, we had the spare parts. And so it was costing us a hell of a lot of money of just fixing a small incident. You know, of course, how it works today. Incident management has made big progress, and with the tools like remote diagnose, we can avoid a lot of expense of that kind, and from very far away, fix it, or even at least know what to fix, and then send the right guy with the right tool and the right spare. That's why this small technology is so important. That was this telecontrol and other remote diagnose has been helping us in reducing our costs, and that's why we adopted it. But technology have also other advantage. They are helping us monitoring things and movement which the human brain can no longer control. If you just think about signaling, speed control of our train, or driverless operation of U-Bahn, there are obvious examples of the contribution that complex technology can make to our public transport sector. But this was rather, I would say, traditional. That's inside public transport. What's really interesting, what really moved and changed for the last 10 years, is that suddenly technology were developed to help modernizing our industry. And the best way to modernize our industry is to take care of our clients. And technology were now dedicated to the client service. They are customer-centric, or at least part of them, and they are focusing on facilitating the life of our client when they have to go over the various accessibility barriers PT is still presenting. Now, it started in the 90s with electronic ticketing in Bologna. Some of the oldest of you would remember. But later here, of course, in Karlsruhe, it continued later with the emergence of passenger information on a growing number of internet sites and on our stops in our network. It's now booming with the use of smartphones for hosting passenger real-time info, ticketing purchase, or other mind-boggling apps. And we are presently all working on how to make something smart with new social media like Facebook or other network of this kind. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Karlsruhe and its region, well known for being the IT center in Germany, and IT Trans 2012 have made possible for you all to gain in few hours a large and focused overview on what is going on in our PT sector in terms of combining IT tools with public transportation. For the sake of answering to this threefold function of IT, technologies, namely reducing our costs, monitoring and controlling our system and flows, and last but not least, facilitating the life of our customer. After only 6 years, this IT Trans event has become a must, as we say in French, for all those in our sector who want to help achieving our ambitious target of doubling the market share of public transport by making it a modern and lifestyle daily experience. I trust both the conference part of this event and the exhibition will be up to your expectation, and I wish you 2 days of excellent and interesting work and debate. Thank you.